everyone, and welcome back to Half Magic Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is how does your ex feel about you now? So, have they moved on? Do they miss you? Do they hate your guts? What's going on? There are 4 piles to choose from, and I suggest selecting your pile based on the pile marker that sparks a memory in you. So, for example, I would choose pile 1. The close-up of 2 people's faces, because the art style on this reminds me of when I was in college in my little dorm room and I had a whiteboard on the outside of my door and I would draw kind of like one-line faces on it that looked very similar to this. So feel free to pause the video now to select your pile. I will put the timestamps in the description down below, and let's get started. If you selected pile 1, welcome to your reading. Let's figure out how your ex feels about you. We're starting off your spread with the 10 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Cups is this card that's all about feeling really safe with someone, feeling like very happy with them, very warm, cozy feelings, thinking that you could be with them long term, forever, really enjoying life by their side. The goddess that's represented on this card is Hestia, and she's the goddess of like the hearth, so like a cozy home situation. So this person really felt at home with you. They felt warm in your presence. They felt held by you. But with the 5 of Pentacles next to this, there is this feeling of loss or no longer having access to that. And actually, in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, this card is usually depicted by 2 people that are kind of walking outside alone in the snow, and behind them there's this kind of lit up building. So the implication is that they no longer have access to this very warm place. So this person did feel very warm, very welcomed by you, very loved by you, very held by you. And now they're like, I don't have access to that anymore. And that is upsetting for them. They definitely do feel a loss. I think they feel upset about it. There is this feeling of like pain or not having enough or kind of being on the outside looking in. And I think this person is aware that they were not able to give you what you deserved, and that they were dragging you down. I think this person also thinks that you were really like a ride or die, like you were someone that was there for them through the good times and the bad times. You stuck by their side even when they were treating you poorly or the circumstances were bad. But now all of that has changed because you are being reflected in the middle of the spread here as this Queen of Swords. So you could be an Aquarius or have a prominent Aquarius placement in your natal chart, your sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, Venus sign, or generally you're just kind of embodying this Queen of Swords energy, which is someone who is using her head and not her heart. So I think before maybe you did stick by this person through these really rough circumstances because you were leading with your heart, but now you're like, I can't believe I put that much effort and energy into that bozo, into that loser, you know? And so now you're like, actually, you don't deserve access to me. You're not going to get it. And that's really reflected in the imagery of the card too here. If you look at the goddess represented here, she's kind of split in half, and one side is really dark and one side is really like abundant and floral and growing. And so I think that's, you've given them the dark side. They're aware that you can be so sweet and loving and romantic, and they no longer have access to that part of you. Now you're very strict with them. I get the sense that this person has definitely tried to come back a few times. So it could be like literally they tried to get back together. But I think for some of you, it's even just like they have reached out and tried to talk to you because they just want access to your energy, or they want like proof that you still care about them. But you're like, nope, I'm not really interested. You're very like, you know, those memes that's like when a girl breaks up with you, she starts talking to you like you're an employee and she's HR. It's like, that's a vibe where you're very like matter of fact, no emotions involved, like you do not care. And I think that upsets this person because, again, I think they really fed off all of the love that you gave them. And that's also coming through in the last two cards here, the Seven of Wands and the Four of Wands. So Seven of Wands, this is all a card about, having to defend yourself. So you can see on this card, this person is fighting off an intruder. They're saying, don't come near. Their igloo is behind them. They're like, I've created this place for me to be at, for me to enjoy, and you can't get close to it anymore. And with the Four of Wands being after that, this is like the thing that you're protecting, which is your stability, your happiness, your joy. I think this person probably watches your social media a lot and they think that you've really accomplished a lot. You seem to be in a good place in your career or your school. You seem to be happy. You seem to have friends. Maybe they think that you are engaged or married. Maybe you are married. And so they're like, okay, I can't, this person doesn't want me to try to interrupt their marriage or disrupt their marriage. But I definitely think that this person watches you a lot. They miss you. I think they definitely realize that they were effed it up, and you've been very strict with them. So good for you. And that's also coming through in the pile marker that you selected. So on the back of that card, it says, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. So this person does feel very close to you. Again, this person does have, a lot of fond memories of you. They have very positive, warm feelings towards you, but they also know that you are not interested in them. They are not going to get close to you again. And I think they have kind of accepted that. They wish that wasn't the case. But they're like, okay, I'm going to let this person be. And that's also reflected in the Hidden Truth Oracle cards we got here. So the first one says, I am not available. So this is kind of a message from your ex. For some of you, this person may actually be in a relationship. This person may have tried to replace you or they've generally moved on, but they're still thinking about you a lot. And they still wish they had access to you, but they know they shouldn't try to do anything to not disrupt their relationship. And if you're in a relationship, your relationship. But I think also this is kind of a reflection of the energy that they get from you, which is that you are not available for them. They will no longer have access to you. And the second message we have is, I replay our conversations over and over. So again, this person really thinks about how loving you were, how kind you were, how ride or die you were. They think about things you've said for them, things that you've done for them. And they're like, damn, can't believe I fumbled that, which is funny. But, suffer. Our exes should suffer, I think. So, yeah, congratulations to you, my pile ones. Thank you for watching. Please comment, and subscribe. Talk to you again soon, and take care. If you selected pile 2, welcome to your reading. Let's figure out how your ex feels about you now. We're starting off your spread here with this Fool card. And so immediately what I'm getting from this is that I feel like your ex kind of had the idea that maybe the grass is greener on the other side. It feels like there could have been maybe some infidelity in this relationship, or that maybe they broke up with you because they wanted to quote unquote explore their options. And I think now they've kind of come to the realization that that was foolish of them, because there's kind of the dual meaning of this card of being kind of foolhardy, taking a risk, not looking at where you're going, not paying attention to what is actually already around you. So it feels like this person thought, oh, there's going to be something much better for me waiting on the other side of this relationship. But the other side of the Fool card is the start of a new journey. And so I think this person does want to get back together with you. I feel that very strongly, that this person is interested in coming back. Maybe they already have. But again, the reason why I'm picking up that I feel like there was kind of grass is greener on the other side, or they wanted to explore their options, or maybe there was some infidelity, is because of the Seven of Cups in reverse. So Seven of Cups upright is a card that's all about options, and it's, there's so many options to choose from, but they all kind of have their ups and downs. Like none of it is perfect exactly. And it's kind of like all that glitters is not gold. Just because something looks really good doesn't mean it's like the best thing for you. But I think that this person gets distracted by the shimmer. And so what I mean by that is maybe they were attracted to multiple other people. Maybe they had their eye on someone else and then they broke up with you, or they cut things off for you, or they cheated on you with this person so they could go be with this person. And then they realize, oh, this person isn't who I thought they were. They're not as fun as you, the viewer, or they're not, they're just not the person for me. And so with the Seven of Cups being in reverse, this is like gaining clarity and being like, okay, I need to focus in on one option. And so I think that's why this person really wants to come back to you, because they're like, actually, yeah, you're the best of all of the options that I thought I had. And I think the reason why they think that is because you're coming through as the card in the middle of your spread here, this High Priestess. So you could be a Pisces or a Cancer, or have a prominent Pisces or Cancer placement in your natal chart. It's your sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, or Venus sign. But generally, to them, you embody this High Priestess energy, which is someone who's very wise. You could be pretty philosophical. You have a very elevated outlook on life. I think that they think you're a lot more emotionally mature, a lot more intelligent than these other people that they try to get with. They're like, you're a lot more stimulating. And I think because of that, you're easier to date. If you're more emotionally mature, then you are a better partner. So I think this person is really drawn to that, and they like seeing the world through your eyes. They like understanding the way that you think. But with the 10 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles as the final cards here, I think this person is aware that because you are so wise and emotionally mature and developed and intelligent, and you really trust yourself, that you feel really satisfied with where you are. You're the 10 of Pentacles here. So 10 of Pentacles is the last numerical card in the suit of Pentacles. The 10s are the cards of completion. So you are complete within yourself. You're whole within yourself. You feel wealthy with love, with joy, with appreciation, with fun, with abundance, whatever it is. And you feel like, when people ask you, what do you bring to the table? You're like, I own the table. I own the apartment that it's in. I own everything on the table. And, you're just a very autonomous person, and people feel lucky to be invited into your world because you are so complete by yourself. You don't need someone to complete you. I think you've reached the point now where you are not, you're like, if you're not making my life better than I already make my own life, then you're not welcome in here. And I think this person is kind of aware of that. That being said, they still do want to come to you and offer you something with this Ace of Pentacles, but they're just an ace. They're just one coin compared to your 10. So I think this person is kind of nervous to approach you because I think they're like, wow, I can't believe I gave this person up because I thought maybe there was something better, and now I realize that I've been an idiot, but I don't know if this person would even take me back. So I do see this person coming forward and trying to get back together with you. But whether or not you accept that, I don't think you will, because you're just not impressed by the measly stuff they have to offer anymore. So all of this kind of sentiment from your ex is coming through in the pile marker you selected. On the back of that card, it says Sacred Union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. So again, this person has had some time to reflect, and they're like, whoa, that was a really special person, special relationship that we had. And they want to honor how special it was and treasure you now that they've lost you, So this person, again, is really wants to get back together with you, really sees your value now. But the question is, do they have the value that you need? So we also have 2 Hidden Truth Oracle cards here with little messages from them. The first is finding out the truth crushed me. So I think this is in reference to them realizing all these other options, or, the ways that they've sabotaged their connection with you, their relationship with you. Realizing what an idiot they've been has made them be like, I should go out and be shot like Old Yeller. Like this person is, crying and throwing up because they're like, I can't believe I was such an idiot, as they should. And the second card here is you came closer than anyone. So I think that, again, this person probably has an avoidant attachment style. This person is like, anyone who gets too close to them or anyone who wants them too much, they kind of pull back and get away. And then, once they're away, then maybe they romanticize like that person because they're like, oh, I can't believe that person wanted me so bad. So I think they're saying that out of all of these people that they try to date, you're the one that got the closest to their heart. I don't know how flattering that is, but that's how they feel. I do think this person's going to come back. I think probably you've outgrown them. But if not, have your fun, Pile 2s. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. If you selected Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Let's figure out how your ex feels about you now. We're starting off your spread here with this Queen of Cups. And this is how your ex sees you. So you could be a Cancer or have a prominent Cancer placement in your natal chart. That's your sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, Venus sign. But generally, to your ex, you embody this Queen of Cups energy, which is someone who's very affectionate, very loving, very patient, kind, open-hearted, empathetic, nurturing. You have all of these very positive qualities that make you kind of an ideal romantic partner because you are very supportive emotionally. You can be very romantic. You're very open-minded. You're very kind. You have a lot of patience. And I think because of that, you were really willing to try to work through things with this person when you were together. But this person was not really interested in kind of reciprocating that for you, and that's coming through in the next card here, which is this Hierophant in reverse. So this person could have been older than you. This person could have even been like in a position of authority above you in some kind of way. So like, for example, this could have been, if you're in college, it could have been your professor. If it could have been your boss at your job. That's just a message for some of you. It doesn't have to apply. I know that's pretty rare, but this person was probably at least a little bit older than you. And I think maybe this could have even been like one of your first relationships or your first serious relationship. There's some message here where this person kind of had the upper hand, either because they had more knowledge or because they literally had like some kind of authority over you. So I do feel like this person was more experienced than you either way. And I think in your mind, you really saw yourselves as like a perfect match. Because as I said, this Queen of Cups represents Cancer, Cancerian energy. The Hierophant card represents Taurus. So your ex could have been a Taurus or had a prominent Taurus placement in their natal chart, sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, Venus. But if you know anything about like basic astrology, when people are talking about the most compatible sun signs, they say Cancer and Taurus are the most compatible. And so, I think your ex sees that you two did have a lot in common. There was a lot about you that was compatible. For example, both of you were probably pretty introverted or homebodies, or you really prioritize comfort. You both loved cuddling. You both loved kind of like going out to eat together, experiencing art, experiencing beauty, experiencing good food, cuddling, very kind of simple pleasures with each other. But as I said, I think this person was more experienced than you in a lot of ways. And with the Hierophant being in reverse, this is someone who is kind of abusing their power or not following the script that should be followed within a romantic relationship. So this person probably knew that you were very patient and you were willing to try to work through things with them a lot. And because of that, I think they took advantage of your kindness. They saw it as a weakness. And so this person probably was not treating you that well. Maybe they were like very manipulative. They could have been a little dismissive. But generally, like, this does not feel like they were reciprocating in the same way that you were. And because of that, after the breakup, you had to really take your time to heal. I feel like for a lot of you, you were single for a while with this temperance card in the middle of your spread, which is kind of restoring yourself to equilibrium. So after this relationship that felt like promising, but you couldn't get this person to treat you right or live up to your expectations, you had to heal. And again, this is how your ex feels about you now. So I think they see that. They see that you have healed and that you seem to have kind of restored whatever, part of you went missing because of the damage that they did in this relationship. And you seem very centered within yourself emotionally. And you also probably had a little bit of a glow up with this peacock hair. You think of peacocks, they like to show off and show out. And so, you're probably looking good. You're probably looking like better than you did in the relationship, which I think is kind of a common thing, especially if you're in a relationship with someone who doesn't treat you that well. Like, you get out of it and then you're free, your skin is glowing, you get rid of, all the negative energy that's holding you down. So with the last two cards in the spread here being this 9 of Wands and the 6 of Swords, I think these two cards also represent you and your ex, with you being this 9 of Wands. So the 9 of Wands is someone who is like, they're the wounded warrior. Like, they were hurt, but because of that hurt, they've become very intentional about who they let get close to them. And your ex really sees this in you. And they do want to come back to you. They probably have reached out, or they're intending to reach out with this 6 of Swords. But they don't have high hopes because they do think, again, that you have had a glow up emotionally, physically away from them. But they want to show you that they have changed. The 6 of Swords is a card that's all about a mental transition. And usually it's leaving behind like an attitude, a philosophy, a way of being that is not serving you or is no longer good for you, and moving towards something better. And so I think in this case, this is your ex saying that they're no longer going to be like dismissive of you or, like take advantage of your kindness or your naivete when it comes to relationships. Like, they're like, I'm ready to be the person that you need now. And that's why in this card, the person on the card is going in the direction of this person on the 9 of Wands, which, as I said, represents you. So they do want to come to you, but I think they're also pretty aware that you probably have your guard up, and for good reason. And I get the feeling that a lot of people watching this pile are not really interested in taking their ex back. It's more just like, well, I want them to know that their behavior was bad, and I want them to regret what they did to me, basically. And I do think that this person regrets it, and that's also coming through in the pile marker that you selected. On the back of this card, it says forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. So I think this person does want you to forgive them, but I also think they think that, if you just say, oh, your apology is accepted, then they can just move on and they can get back together with you. I think this person is interested in coming back into your life, whether or not that's actually dating or just like, being in your energetic field. That's another question. But this person is interested in being absolved by you. They definitely know that they treated you poorly, and I think they do have shame about that. And that's also being reflected in the Hidden Truth Oracle cards I pulled for this pile. So the first one says, I am becoming a better person. So this is them, saying, I'm leaving behind all those toxic behaviors and you can trust me now. I'm going to be a great partner now. They want to tell you that. And the second card is, just being near you is intoxicating. So again, I think this person does miss you. They miss how kind you were, how free they felt to be themselves around you, how non-judgmental you are, and also they see you looking good. They want to be around you. They want to experience the shine that you are emitting. Now, whether or not they deserve to do that, that's up to you. But this is definitely how they are feeling about you now. So thank you for watching my pile threes. That is all for your reading today. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. If you selected pile 4, welcome to your reading. Let's figure out how your ex is feeling about you now. We're starting off your spread with this 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And I'm kind of getting a double message from this. So I think this represents aspects of both yourself and your ex. So for your ex, the 9 of Pentacles in reverse is someone who is very dependent on other people. This is someone who expects other people to solve their problems for them, and is also someone who generally is very unhappy on their own, like they need other people to fulfill them or make them feel better. So these are people who do not feel good when they are single. So your ex is now feeling like, I'm not happy being single, and I don't want to have to, do all this work by myself. So you could have been literally like financially supporting them. Like you could have helped them pay their bills or something, which I don't recommend doing, by the way. This person, you carried the like emotional labor of the relationship, whatever it is. And with the Justice card being the second card in the spread here, this is them receiving that justice for having maybe like taken you for granted, relying on you too much, not having any drive of their own, is them now being unhappily single after they've left you or after you broke up with them, whatever that case is. And with the Magician card in the middle of your spread here, as I said, I think both of these cards represent different aspects of you and your ex. So that 9 of Pentacles in reverse is, them being unhappily single, them being too dependent on other people. And the Magician card here is them being kind of like a trickster. So the negative aspect of the Magician is this is someone who can just, lie. They'll lie to get whatever they want. And I think that really goes with that dependency on other people. If you expect other people to do everything for you or to like manage your life for you, you're probably going to end up lying just to get them to do whatever you want. Now, the positive aspect of this card is that it really stands in opposition to that 9 of Pentacles in reverse, because the 9 of Pentacles in reverse is, again, feeling like you have to rely on other people, feeling like you don't have your own resources or you can't find your own way, whereas the Magician is someone who knows that they have everything they need within themselves and can make whatever they want happen. And so I feel like, your ex, they seemed like they were probably not that truthful, little bit of a liar. There's a deceptiveness that's present in this pile, definitely. They expected you to do everything for them, maybe literally, like financially, you were paying the bills. And now that they're not with you, they are unhappy because that means they have to really be by themselves. Whereas your justice from having to deal with this situation is that you are thriving. You are, figuring out what you want and going after it, and you are making it happen because you have that ambition, you have that self-reliance, and you have that resiliency that this person did not. And that's also reflected in the last 2 cards in the spread here, which are the Page of Swords and the 7 of Swords. So the 7 of Swords is a card that's all about betrayal and deception. So again, this is maybe especially with that Magician card here, I do think that there was some deceptiveness from this person in your past relationship. So maybe, just an example, maybe you were paying a bill for them, they asked you for the money, and then you find out that they didn't even use the money you gave them to pay for the bill. They bought like a PS5 or something, and that was really annoying. But sometimes in like love readings or ex readings, I also see the 7 of Swords as a card about infidelity. So there is potential here that your ex cheated on you, or they were attempting to cheat on you. You know, they were searching for like side pieces, and because of that, you really like kind of burst their bubble with this Page of Swords. This is like, I mean, look at the body language on this card. The goddess on the Page of Swords is putting her arrow right at the Seven of Swords. She's about to crush through whatever that is. So I get the sense that when you uncovered this lie about them, whatever they did, you really gave it to them, and you were like, it also brought you a lot of clarity. Like, you were like, what am I doing? Why am I dealing with this person when I can do so much better by myself? And that's what led you into that magician energy. But another reason, or another message that I'm picking up from this, is that your ex, again, because they're very dependent people, they're not really good at taking accountability for what they did. So whatever lie you caught them in, whatever you called them out for, they're making excuses for it. It's like kind of that classic thing where maybe someone catches their partner cheating on them, like they go through their phone and they find the messages, and the person's like, well, you don't trust me because you went through my phone, so the reason why I cheated on you is because you don't trust me. But, you know, it's like, yeah, I don't trust you because I felt like something was off. That me going through your phone doesn't absolve you of the behavior. But I think that's the way that this person is talking about this situation, or the way that their mind works, where whatever it is that you caught them doing, they have kind of flipped it around and they're like, it's this person's fault in some kind of way. Or they're like, you know, like, I wouldn't have done that if this person did this. So it just reminded me, I have a friend who was engaged to a guy, and she caught him basically like sneaking out one night to meet up with another girl. And I talked to him after this happened, not romantically, I just spoke to him in person. And he said that the reason why he did it was because she had, you know, a breast augmentation, and he thought, well, why would she get that done? Clearly she wants attention from other dudes. And I'm like, you know, it's that kind of thing. It's like rehabilitating themselves in their mind by being like, you know, well, it was justified because this person did this. So probably you've heard this. I mean, maybe they've told their friends and it's gone back to you, or maybe they've said it to your face, like, I wouldn't have done that if you did this. But I get the feeling that this person still feels that way. They feel like you chewed them out. They feel like they're unhappy single. They see you thriving, and they feel like, why does this person get to thrive? Because I wouldn't have done that if they didn't do XYZ, basically. And I think that's also reflected in the pile marker that you selected. On the back of this card, it says, beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So again, I think this person is projecting a lot onto you. You know, if they cheated on you, they're probably like, well, they were probably cheating on me because they got hit on every time we went out, so they had plenty of opportunity when you weren't doing that, you know. But that's like their excuse to make themselves feel better about doing a bad thing to you. Now, all of that being said, we have these 2 Hidden Truth Oracle message cards, which are kind of messages from your ex. The first one says, I want to feel that way again. So again, I do think this person is very unhappily single. They feel like they need a romantic partner in their life. They need someone to like manage their life for them. They do not enjoy being alone. And the second card here says, I knew exactly what I was doing. So this is just a reiteration that whatever this person did deceptively to you, they knew what they were doing. They knew that it was wrong. You know, all of this kind of retrofitting a story to where they were just so hurt by something you did, or they wouldn't have done it if you had just done this. This is them making an excuse to make themselves feel better and to make you feel guilty for having left them. So just a reiteration, they knew what was up, and they should suffer. So congrats to you, my File 4s. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.